Next up, at UFC Louisville, we have an actual Texan in John Castaneda taking on Daniel Marcos. Daniel Marcos, 4-0-1 in his last 5, 15-0 in his career. And that draw, or the no contest, was several shots to the testicles of Arichi Lang in his last fight. He's taking on John Castaneda, 21-6 in his entire career, 4-1 in his last 5. He is on a nice 2-fight win streak. This actually is a very good fight, and the odds make sense to me. I understand the odds. I'm picking against them. I am going to pick the dog, spoiler alert, but the odds do make sense to me because Daniel Marcos is undefeated, and there is some credence that goes into that. He's an effective striker. He's got some okay power. He's very accurate. He does a nice job stringing together combinations and moving forward. He's going to throw 1-2s. He'll whip a flying knee right up the middle out of nowhere. Takedown defense is very good at 89%. And as I love to point out, he's a mixed bag of knockouts and decisions. So it's somebody that we know can go the distance and is dangerous enough to finish. He's coming off that no contest to Arichi Lang where he just absolutely ensured that he would never have children. But he's taking on John Sexy Mexi Castaneda. Woo! This guy is all gas, no brakes, comes forward, very busy, stays in your face. He's well-rounded. He sets an incredible pace. Former Division II wrestler. He will just throw those fast hands, shoot a bunch of takedowns. Not a ton of power at all, but he does make up for that with just forward pressure and a wide variety of strikes. He's coming off that win of Kyung Ho Kang where he had the striking advantage and the grappling advantage. And the reason I'm going to pick John Castaneda here is you're going to see Daniel Marcos. You're going to see he's undefeated. And immediately, like, that does something. I don't care who you are. As soon as you see somebody undefeated with that many fights, you're like, oh, they're good. And I get it. But you should not be jumping to conclusions. Like, look a little closer. That little green dot, or all those green dots on Tapology on paper, aren't quite exactly accurate. If you look at his fights, you watch his fights, he barely beat Davy Grant. Some people think he lost that fight. And even in his last fight, he wasn't dominating Arichi Lang. Arichi Lang was having a little bit of success there, and then the notch shots. So Daniel Marcos is undefeated, but he's squeaking out these very close type decisions once he hit that UFC level. I think John Castaneda is going to win this fight. I think he's going to stay in his face, stay busy, move forward, not stop. And it's just going to be a problem for somebody like Daniel Marcos who likes to control the tempo. So I'm going Sexy Mexi here to make it a 3-fight win streak. What do you think, Jakey boy?
I don't know if you noticed, but I did move out to my backyard here. I just want to kind of show off.
Nice. Yeah.
Beautiful Indiana. A lot of people
Indiana
don't
has
realize.
Mountains.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize what they think of Indiana as like just kind of a cornfield, but it's beautiful Indiana. It's
cornfield.
Indianapolis over there. I tell you what, man. Yeah, this Daniel Marcos, it kind of looks like his hair is kind of painted on, which is a little bit embarrassing to kind of just kind of paint on hair like that. But I mean, it kind of does remind me. There was one time I went to the Indiana State Fair. They always had the world's fattest pig at the Indiana State Fair. It's beautiful. I love that son of a bitch, man. It just kind of lays there, and that thing is fucking. I think that thing is literally like almost 2,000 pounds.
In all seriousness, I saw. I don't know if it's the world's fat, but I saw one of those giant fucking pigs at the Texas State Fair, and it's like, holy shit, that's a cow.
It literally is like it literally is like 14 feet long. It's like it's crazy how big that thing is. But while I was there, there was a guy painting, right? And I walked up to him and I asked her because he was doing this ocean scene or whatever. I said, "Do you only paint ocean scenes?" And he was like, "I tell you what, man, for $20, I'll paint you anything." Right? So I simply said, "Could you paint me in Birmingham?
I knew it, honestly.
Make it look just the way I planned. Little house on the edge of town. Porch going all the way around." You don't know that one?
I have not heard a single one of these cards. Can you go ahead and tell us who's going to win?
We're going to figure I got more to come. We're going to figure it out. Yeah, I mean, John Castaneda, man, Sexy Mexi, he is a former lock of the week. One of my favorite lock of the weeks. And honestly, I picked against him I think in his last fight, and it really kind of broke my heart to do that, and obviously I paid for that. I like John Castaneda in this fight. Listen, I agree with the odds, man. This is going to be a close fight, a back-and-forth fight. I think the striking is going to be about even. Whoever controls the center of the octagon in the striking is probably going to be able to win this decision, but I do love that wrestling background. And what I do love about Sexy Mexy is the fact that he does not force the takedowns, right? He will almost get in this fight and make you forget that he's even a wrestler, right? Because he's going to be able to box with you. He's going to be able to strike with you. He's going to be ripping the body. You're going to be thinking, oh my God, this guy's a Golden Glove boxer. I need to start striking with this guy, start putting on some power to get him off me with that pressure, and then boom, level change. And when he decides to wrestle, Angelo, I think what you love about him the most is that it's not half-ass shots, right? It is going in for a double. It is a single. He's running. He's cutting those angles. He is really committing to shots. If he is going to shoot a takedown, he probably is going to get that takedown. And he understands that he can use those takedowns, especially late in rounds, to win these rounds, to win these fights, and that's what I love. Listen, Daniel Marcos is a high-level striker. He's probably going to be able to go toe-to-toe with John Castaneda, and John Castaneda goes and just strikes for 15 minutes. This is a toss-up 50-50 fight. But the fact that he has this wrestling in his back pocket to be able to go to, I just don't know how you can really bet against him or pick against him, especially when you're at plus money. I think he's plus 100 right now, right? I kind of wish, be honest with you, that on Sunday he was definitely a plus money fighter. He would have been my lock of the week, Angelo. But when I was making the videos together, what people don't understand, I start these videos early. It was kind of a pick 'em. I knew people were going to get a little pissed the fuck off because all these little bitches out here like, oh, not really. Yeah, you're not plus money fighter. Yeah, just money, bitch. Minus money, not an underdog. Fuck 'em, Angelo. But I'm going Sexy Maxie here. I think he gets it done.
I agree. We're on the same side. Somebody said Sexy Mexy, chill. That's his nickname. We didn't come up. Well, Brokeback might have come up with that. I didn't come up with that. That's his actual nickname. He came up with it for himself. We all think
himself.
Do you think somebody else called him Sexy Mexy? Maybe.
You don't give yourself a nickname. Nobody does that. You know
Who
my
called
nickname?
you the freckled? Oh, you know what's funny? I named you the freckled salamander.
No,
I called you a
who
red.
the fuck
I called
is
you
the
a red
freckled salamander.
I called you the red salamander or something like that, and then you added the freckles. I think that's what happened.
My nickname is Hog.
No,
I'm
I think
Dutch
I called you
Hog.
the spotted lizard. I called you something stupid. Dutch Hog. 2 G's.
You know
Anyway.
why it's Hog?
Okay. Anyway. Okay. John Castaneda, $8,200 in DraftKings. One of the unique situations where he's the favorite in DraftKings and the underdog on the sports books. I do think he wins this fight. $8,200 is that price point that's always tricky. You don't necessarily need a finish. You could just be busy, some takedowns, some striking, and win the decision. I think if you are on the John Castaneda side, I think he makes sense for your DraftKings lineup. If you're on the Daniel Marcos side, I do not think he makes sense for your DraftKings lineup. He's not going to finish John. He's not going to get some takedowns. He's going to try to technical strike him, and he might be able to do that. Defend the takedowns, land the better strikes, and win a decision, but that won't score well in DraftKings. John Castaneda is the pick. John Castaneda is the DraftKings pick as well. And if you do want to unlock all the things, WeWantPicks.com, click Become a Member at the top. Not only are you going to get the bets, the picks, the round line leans, but you're going to get tools, insight, information, DraftKings ownership projections, the optimizer, and everything else.